Welcome back to Burgundy Drip Gold Trim. And if you're here for the first time, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Definitely make sure after you subscribe, you hit the notification bell. Now let's get right into this video. Welcome back. Hail to the Washington football team, also known as the Washington Commanders. Today, priority first, priority. Gonna talk about my man Kam and his contract year. Now, I'll say this. Kam, he's definitely been one of my favorites from the Ronald Rivera era. More than even so, probably a Chase Young or Ben St. Juice. We get on Ron's case about he doesn't draft dogs, this, that, including me. I've been very critical, and I'm openly honest about that. Ron he's a nice guy, he's a loyal guy, but he has drafted some dogs. Now, maybe some of them, they haven't played to their full potential and got the slow starts due to the scheme or adjustments. I don't know. I personally always feel like you should play a player to their strengths, especially when you have the depth and the personnel as we have with this team. Kam Curl, if he was to walk into negotiation right now, they'd be like, oh, well, you have no Pro Bowl nods, no All-Pro nods. You haven't had an interception since your rookie season, which he got 3, and I think he had a sack and a half and close to 100 tackles. I can't remember. But I know that stat line, and I know like how he was recovering fumbles, and Kam was everywhere on the field. Like, whatever Jack was doing back then, it was really working. Whatever, Kam was always in position to make plays, to make sacks. So I always wondered, based upon what I see visually, because I'm not big on the analytics. I'm not an analytic person, but especially if it's not context based, because I like to be context based. I even believe that they should start counting receivers that drop passes that are targeted, so it won't affect the quarterback's QBR. Or won't affect the passer rating. Just little things like that, little nuance needs to be in there, some type of form of context. We don't really have that. Like, it's just like, oh, this, that. So it's like, what is the metric scale? What are we basing all this on? Well, visually, I can tell you what you'll get from a Kam Curl. Like, I don't really understand the PFF scores, because everybody is going to PFF like, oh, he has a PFF grade like every week. That seems to be based more upon the fantasy guys. I'm not a guy that's in the fantasy. I tried it. I'm still even trying to understand it. It's like archaic to me, and I grew up with y'all. I grew up in that era. You hear me? Yes, I'm not just a big proponent on the grading. I'm an old school eye test guy. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I was raised. People I was raised by. I look at the intangibles. Yeah, I look at the far as the physical talent attributes, and look at certain stats, like far as completion percentage, far as like short, intermediate, like longer, you know what I'm saying, long distance passes. Like, okay, I'll take account into looking into that. Far as Kam Curl on the field and his play, our defense is always much better. And you lying to yourself if you did not see any type of difference when Kam wasn't on the field. Like, and you cannot deny that it did not cost us some games and hurt our defense, which it did. Like, teams were able to run over us, run through the middle, and Kam can stick with the tight ends. He's good on pass breakups with tight ends. He's good, he's not that big, but he's like 6'3", 200. I mean, he's still good at playing the position. He got good size, good arm length. So he can get his hand in there to break up a pass. As far as those short, intermediate passes, which sometimes we get killed on. Him and Derek Forrest are just a great duo back there. Like, they play off each other well. Derek Forrest had 4 interceptions, and like when Kam was out there in St. Jude, Forrest was way more comfortable with being in his zone, picking up whatever was coming towards his zone. And he was able to make plays on the ball and sometimes just always being in the right spot on the field. In cases of, in the Texans game, the Jaguars game, that, he got the interception at the end. He was making plays. And back to the case of Ron Rivera bringing in dogs, he initially was brought as a rookie. He was playing on special teams. He played well on special teams. And then, Ron was bringing up reports saying like, oh, he's impressed with Derek Ford's progression as a safety in the secondary. So he has brought some dogs in here. He's inherited some dogs. Kam Curl, he's going to have a Jamal Adams type season to have a bargaining chip going into negotiations with this new ownership group, because they may have to see something before they invest. Because if they pull up the stats, the PFF grade is there, but we just need like more turnovers from him. It could be forced fumbles, fumble recoveries. You really want to see like them. I say Cam, he's not really like a ball hawk, but if he can get like 2 interceptions, 3, and get a few sacks, that'll be a bargaining chip. Tackles for loss, and the other things I mentioned, pass deflections, it'll be good. Play him closer to the line. Like hopefully Cam, excuse me, Cam comes back to Del Rio and around and just gives him an idea of what his role needs to be as far as in that secondary, playing closer to the line. Ron and Jack are always emphasizing and talking about this Buffalo nickel. Well, let Cam be that Buffalo nickel. Let Cam play closer to the line and to the intermediate areas of the field where he dominates at. And then you brought in these other safeties. Let's see what Percy Butler can do over top of him. Let's see what Quan Martin can do. We have a lot of the personnel where we can like flip these guys all over the field in the different spots. Play offense on defense, if that makes sense to you. Throw the offense off, where they're just stuck at the line trying to figure out things. The offensive coordinator scratching his head like he doesn't understand the personnel on the field. He doesn't, because all these guys, they have a certain skill set brought to the table. But the focus is primarily on Kam Curl and how Kam Curl can get that contract. He needs a bargaining chip. He needs a piece, again, going into that ownership group, man. We just need you to just get some more interceptions for. We desperately need some turnovers. That could have helped us a lot. And that will help us moving forward this year, especially if the enemy offense is going to continue to look like how it's going to look in the regular season. If the defense can give us that, oh yeah, we're going to exceed all of these media pundits. 6.5. We're going to win over 6.5 anyway, but we're going to really exceed even further than 6.5. We don't need another mediocre Ron Rivera outing, none of that. He doesn't have an excuse no more. Scott Turner and that stale vanilla offense is not here no more. You're able to focus and emphasize on the defense week by week. And there's some things in the defense that is not looking so good based on preseason. We'll get into that on another video. Cam, get your money, man. Get your money on the field. Come into negotiations right, Slim. Come into it right. Bring a bargaining chip, bro. If you got to turn it to Jamal Adams, Mike Brown with the Bears back in 01 when you were taking the interceptions to the house, you might have to be that type of safety. We just need you to make plays for us. We love you here, Cam. As fans, we love you here. We want you to stay. I don't know about all that your father was asking about, because you may not have the bargaining piece to come in the negotiations with that. But I think you're a tremendous player. I would love to keep you here in burgundy and gold. But I'm not going to wrap you up any much longer. If you haven't already, man, get into the comment section. And if you agree, you cool with me. If you disagree, please do so respectfully. You hear me? Man, and again, I'm trying to get and break into the YouTube algorithm. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am still in the infancy stages of this channel, but it's growing. I expect to get a new mic, a laptop, and get everything set up once everything is in place. Bear with me, you guys. I appreciate everyone who comes and check out my content that I try to put out to you guys daily, man. I'm really loving this and gaining more passion and traction towards this. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you dearly. Until next time, love, peace, and blessings. Hail to the Washington Commanders.